In the headlines, a major expansion at Canefield Airport while developers break ground for the Anishi Resort and Spa. Leading telecommunications service provider Flow Dominica making strides in restoring fixed landline service around the country. And Vice President of Cricket West Indies concerned the selection panel may be doing more harm than good. I am Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001 275-5003 today.
Fouet, dès pour commencer la vie, ou peut que jamais même bagaille encore. La vie en wis plus en plus contre ka passer. Ou s'adapter maladie contre HIV, AIDS, syphilis et claps. Comme ça pas point chance, servir un condom, un roba tout temps.
Smart men make the right choices. Use a condom. Use a condom. Use.
A message brought to you from the National HIV/AIDS Response Program, reminding you to be safe this Carnival.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, a major land reclamation project could result in the expansion of the Canefield Airport and the development of an industrial estate. Iduna Jean-Baptiste has that story.
A Barbadian-owned company supported by Trinidadians and Dominicans has been contracted to conduct a series of river dredging operations and cleanup activities here. The scope of the project focuses on dredging of the Roseau and Checkhall rivers and reclaiming lands at Canefield. Prime Minister Skerritt and his cabinet toured ongoing works on Wednesday, beginning at the Roseau Link Road Bridge and ending at Canefield.
It has been a mere 19 days since earth moving started in earnest, and already the transformation is evident for all to see. Not only are the rivers being cleaned and garbage and other debris removed, but there is also the vital reclamation component of this project, where over the next few weeks, we shall see the gradual rebuilding and expansion of our vital coastlines, particularly here in the Canefield area. Later, this could have significant positive implications for the expansion and upgrade of the airport facility here at Canefield, as well as the industrialization of this area, utilizing some of the reclaimed and newly created lands from the dredging, clearing and cleaning that is taking place in our rivers.
Justifying the choice of contractor for the project, Mr. Skerritt pointed out that Dominicans cannot build back the hurricane-ravaged island alone.
Barbadian-owned company might have been awarded the contract, but it is a partial Bajan and Trinidadian equipment and expertise, combined with Dominican expertise and labor, that has brought about this transformation. Indeed, I was amazed by the number of Dominican nationals resident and working in those sister islands when late last year I met with hundreds in the aftermath of the hurricane. Dominicans are helping to build Barbados. Dominicans are helping to build Trinidad and Tobago. And I am proud this morning to acknowledge the fact that both Barbadians and Trinidadians are on hand in Dominica to help rebuild this beautiful country of ours.
The Dominica Builders and Contractors Association has repeatedly criticized the Skerritt administration for sidelining local contractors. The Prime Minister informed that 30 locals are employed full-time in the administration and execution of this project.
I am told that in addition to those 30, there are scores of other Dominicans providing valuable equipment, supplies, and services, whether it be in the areas of mechanical maintenance, security, fuel supply, fencing, construction, insurance, hardware supplies, or through restaurants and other provisioning. The equipment being used on this project is not depriving a single owner of such equipment in Dominica work. Because right now, there is more than enough work for persons owning such equipment to become and remain busy for now and the foreseeable future. If today in Dominica, you own a piece of heavy equipment and it is not in use, something is wrong with your marketing strategy.
Mr. Skerritt says the exact cost of the project yet undetermined because no one knows what lies below the surface of the rivers and beyond the debris left behind by Hurricane Maria. Idona John Baptist, Channel 5 News.
In other top stories, developers of the Picard-based Anichi Resort and Spa are promising a product that will attract tourists with spending power.
The groundbreaking of the Anichi Resort and Spa project took place on Wednesday with Prime Minister Skerritt in attendance. The project is being developed by Senior Counsel Alec Lawrence and family with international hotel brand partners. The Anichi development, formerly Silver Beach Resort and Spa, is a member of the Marriott International Hotel brand Autograph Collection. Director of Operations of Marriott International for the region, Brock Halter, told Wednesday's ceremony that they will work towards helping grow the island's tourism industry.
But I think as we look at this amazing view, I think as we look at the amazing images of what this hotel will be, and as we can imagine 6 months even from now how lush that mountainside will be again, I think we can all agree that we're heading towards another amazing day where the island will recover. In the same manner, this partnership and this enterprise will also work hard to bring growth and opportunity back to Dominica. We at Marriott are really excited about the project, and this hotel as an autograph collection is going to be a great example and representation of what the Autograph brand is. And that is exactly like nothing else. It is unique, selected to be in locations that are individual, where only the spirit and the heart of the location can drive what the hotel truly is. And what better place to have this brand than at this location, with this amazing view and on this amazing island.
Trust Hospitality is responsible for managing the hotel's operations.
So I think it's a stunning island. You've got so many eco opportunities here. Some people have complained to me, I wish we had a bigger airport. But in some ways, I think there's a good side and a bad side to that. I think that the good side of that is that it hasn't been turned into a Punta Cana or a Cancun or a place where you've got these giant 700-room all-inclusive 3-star hotels. You've got a clean slate with a beautiful island and the chance to start something great. I think this is going to be the best project on the island, but there are other ones being constructed now that will make everybody on the island very proud. I think the third reason that this is going to be a great project is you've picked the right brand. As you mentioned before, Marriott is the biggest in the world. They will bring customers here. They will help Dominica become discovered. And the quality of customers that are going to come to the Autograph, the Anichi Autograph, are going to be the high-end customers that will spend money. You don't need a bunch of people getting off a cruise ship that'll buy a straw hat. You want people that'll go to restaurants, that will spend money, that will put money back into the economy.
The project is being funded by the Citizenship by Investment program. Idona John Baptist, Channel 5 News.
On to other developments, leading telecommunications service provider Flow Dominica is making strides in restoring fixed landline service to the country. During a press briefing on Wednesday, Senior Marketing and Communications Executive with Flow Dominica, Ferdinand Frampton, said fixed line and broadband service are available to certain parts of the country. However, reconnection of these services is dependent on the condition of the line to the home.
For you to get service, you need to come into our store, our main store in Roseau, and give us your information, and then we have to do a survey and ensure that your line plan to your home is working. Because as you know, a lot of cables are down, a lot of things, went wrong post Hurricane Maria. So whereas the service is available. Remember, you each have your own cable going to your own home, etc. So we have to make sure that that is working, but you need to come in to see us to ensure that we can take care of you. If you have power or if you have generators, then that will work quite fine.
Several communities along the west coast and Marigot in the east are among the areas able to benefit from the fixed data and voice service.
So the areas are Bath Estate, Goodwill, and we're talking about Upper Goodwill and Lower Goodwill, Fonkole, Canefield, including Mont Daniel, Maho, including Belfast, St. Joseph, Portsmouth Central, Marigot, Bellevue, Casa Comfort, and Collyho. So these are the areas where we actually have these services available. In P-Card, we have what we call fiber to the home. And of course, this is much better than even regular broadband. So you can also apply for that if you're in the P-Card area. So fiber to the home is ready and available in the P-Card area for customers who are interested in getting fiber to the home.
Flow Dominica is also the headline sponsor for Mass Dominic 2018. On the business scene, funding opportunities to facilitate a climate-resilient reconstruction of the business sector will be explored when the DAIC hosts a business forum later this month. The Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce will host the forum on February 21st at the Palm Cottage on Victoria Street.
One of our main focus for this Business Recovery Expo is to ensure that our businesses will be able to mitigate disaster risk. We know that there are some things that can be done, key actions that can be taken by businesses to ensure that our businesses are more resilient and we're not placed in the same position after Maria. So we're trying to ensure that we do as much as we can for our businesses in Dominica to be stronger and more resilient to disasters. We have confirmed key presenters who will be speaking to business resiliency, creative financing, crisis management, entrepreneurship and marketing strategies, also innovation and technology, utilizing innovation, technology, and also energy management. We want to ensure that there is collaboration or businesses collaborate. So we have emphasized in our agenda moments for collaboration.
The activity is receiving international support from a number of agencies, including the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction.
We're partnering with Invest Dominica Authority as the investment arm of the government to be part of the Business Recovery Expo. We're also partnering with the Office of Disaster Management, also with United Nations Office of Disaster Risk Reduction, Caribbean Association of Industry and Commerce, the CDIMA, Caribbean Disaster Agency for the Caribbean, and we're ensuring that we connect with as many partners as possible for the success of the Business Recovery Expo and ultimately for the benefit of our businesses. And one of the key aspects of the Business Recovery Expo is the involvement of UNISDR, which is the United Nations Office of Disaster Risk Reduction. They are coming to Dominica primarily for our Business Recovery Expo and also to launch the ARISE Network. But the ARISE Network is a United Nations-led private sector network to help companies to mitigate disaster risk.
On to matters of Carnival, changes to the Mass Dominic 2018 road parades continue to be revealed as the days for Carnival celebrations draw nearer. From the onset, it was made known that low-key Carnival celebrations would be held on a scaled-down budget, a direct result of the impact of Hurricane Maria. During a Carnival press briefing on Wednesday, Deputy Chairperson of the Carnival Road Parade Committee, Charlene White-Christian, said there would also be changes in the prizes awarded to bands on the road this year.
We have decided that we will not be issuing the usual prizes. As we all know, we are going through a difficult time, but in the spirit of Carnival this year, it has been agreed that groups will still be recognized for their contribution. And so for J'ouvert, we will also have the judging as we've done in the past, but groups will receive just a little token, a trophy, just to indicate that you have participated and you've done well. So groups will be awarded for the longest Lapo Cabuit, so that's for the Lapo Cabuit groups. The Lapo Cabuit with the largest following. So So for the Lapo Cabuit, we have 2 awards, the longest Lapo Cabuit, longest on the route, and the Lapo Cabuit with the largest following. This year, as you notice, there will not be an award for the first Lapo Cabuit band on the road. We will also be awarding a small token to the most creative individual, male and female, as we have done in the past. And we will be awarding also an award to the most creative Juve group.
The Carnival route remains the same, and the judging of the costume bands will take place on the Roseau Bayfront as in previous years. Christian has urged groups to register in order to be judged on the road. She also warned bands that the time for judging on Carnival Tuesday has been changed.
On Carnival Monday morning, judging begins at 11 a.m. So groups are asked to gather at the starting point, which is at the intersection of Kennedy Avenue and Independence Street, like last year. So groups are asked to start to gather at least 1 hour before judging begins so that you can be organized and placed on the route. Carnival Monday morning, we have the Old Mass Group Festival, presentations. We'll be awarding the best Old Mass group. This year we have 7 registered groups. We'll be awarding awards to our most creative secondary school group and to our most creative children's band. Carnival Tuesday morning will begin at 10 a.m. instead of the usual 11 a.m. In the past, we've begun at 11 a.m. This year, judging will begin at 10 a.m. So we're asking groups to start to gather from 9 a.m. at the starting point, which is at the intersection again of Kennedy Avenue and Independence Street.
During the launching of Mass Dominique 2018 in January, it was announced that the times for street parade would be 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. However, at Wednesday's press briefing, it was revealed that the times for street jump-up were not yet finalized. The confirmed times will be announced later this week. And mixed reactions from the parliamentary opposition over Tuesday's visit by former U.S. President Bill Clinton.
While the UWP applauds the Clinton Foundation's plan to launch an action network on post-disaster recovery, the party says in a press release there are no reports to Parliament or to the people of Dominica on how funds donated by the world community after Hurricane Maria are being spent. It is the opposition leader's view that there are no policy measures for the transparent, non-political utilization of these funds, but he says he expects the funds to be effectively used for the benefit of all Dominicans. The opposition leader wants the U.S. president to impress on government the need for inclusion, transparency and accountability in managing the affairs of state. Back in December, Prime Minister Skerritt outlined to a meeting of senior public servants the role that the Climate Resilient Execution Agency, CREAD, would play in ensuring that funds received for rebuilding the country would be managed in a transparent way. He said CREAD will coordinate all efforts with donors on Dominica's behalf and all major interventions taking place within Dominica's rebuilding efforts. CREAD would also have implementation authority.
And we'll also have an advisory committee which will be chaired by the Prime Minister and made up of certain ministers and public servants and people outside of the public service who will act as an advisory committee to the CREAD, giving the CREAD day-to-day advisory policy instructions and so forth. And I've decided also to include the Parliament in the process, not only for the passage of legislation, but we'll put in place a parliamentary committee made up of 5 members, 2 from the opposition, 2 from the government, and the Attorney General will be in this. So you'll have 5 members of Parliament on this committee, providing parliamentary supervision, and I'm even mandating the Executive Director to come to Parliament at certain times to report to the Parliament on the workings of the CREAD, and Parliament will have the opportunity to quiz the Executive Director on the function of the CREAD. And of course, the Public Accounts Committee, whose constitutional authorities, will have an opportunity to review the accounts of the CREAD. The CREAD will also have both internal and external auditing capacities. So there will be internal auditing and external auditing capacities.
CREAD will be housed in the office of the Prime Minister, and legislation is expected to be passed in Parliament this year to give CREAD legislative authority.
That's news. We join Kenny Williams for your sports highlights after this break.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fence pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Do you need more cash for that home improvement? Then come to Fast Cash, where we give you more. At Fast Cash, our customers get more funds and more time to repay. But wait, can't come to us? We'll come to you, and our mobile officer will get you on your way. Small businesses, consumers, and taxi owners. Fast Cash has more for everyone. Simply call or visit any of our locations for more. Smarter, faster, better. Fast Cash. Terms and conditions apply.
Cricket takes the first knock, where Vice President of Cricket West Indies is concerned that the selection panel for Caribbean cricket might be doing more harm than good to players in some instances. Nanton was at the time responding to a question concerning the possibility of seeing a leading batsman in the ICC Under-19 World Cup, Alec Athanas, play more professional cricket. The 19-year-old finished with 418 runs in that tournament.
I believe often enough some of the people who do selections, and I don't do selections, from the full. And if you ask me, somebody like Alec, I believe has demonstrated to the world that he has the ability and he has the talent. His peers around the world are playing at that level. And I see absolutely no reason. I see absolutely no apology that would prevent a young man like that playing. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, I had a West Indies board meeting to approve the accounts for Cricket West Indies. And at that meeting, I know that all the teams have been selected, and you had to do so and send them in before. And I put a very odd question to the meeting, and I told the meeting, you know, I have a young man who has demonstrated to the world his abilities. And I know that we have rules and that we have laws. And the rules and laws say that the teams have to be selected before and handed in before. But would Cricket West Indies be willing to consider somebody like Alec, who came back and who demonstrate and who need all the kick and all the support that he needs to be able to join the regional 50-over competition that's taking place? Can exceptions be made? And the president of Cricket West Indies, Dave Cameron, in his response said, I'm not speaking for the meeting, but really and truly, I don't see why not. He said something else. He said, I hope if the exception is made, that he will actually play. So don't let the board make amendments and you bring in Athanas and then you give him to warm the bench.
Nanton believes the Cricket West Indies product has suffered in the past as a result of poor selection, citing the example of Kavem Hodge.
And sometimes our selectors do not tend to have those kind of forward thinking. I recall a few years ago when Kavem Hodge came out from the World Cup, Kavem Hodge, Craig Brathwaite were the leading performers for West Indies coming from the Youth World Cup some years ago. And Craig Brathwaite has been for a few years now a staple on West Indies senior team. But it took Kavem Hodge a number of years to become a staple on the Windward's team, because it's the selectors who select. So while Barbados put Brathwaite on Barbados team and he became a staple on West Indies team, Kavem Hodge was struggling along with Windward's cricket. Kavem Hodge continues to do well. Kavem Hodge has been the leading run scorer in Barbados for the last 3 or 4 years in their league there. And it's good to see that being given a fair chance. He averaged in this year 55 runs at the first class level for the Windward Volcanoes in the first class season that just ended.
Meantime, Kent's combined campuses and colleges brought their number of wins to 2, while Jamaica Talawas picked up their first win for the season as action continued in the Super 50 Cup on Tuesday. In their match against USA Cricket, Jamaica scored 254 for 8 with an undefeated 52 from Nikita Miller. Set 255 to win, USA was bowled out for 156 in 49.1 overs. Sonny Sohal was their leading run scorer with 65 from 111 balls. Jamaica won by 95 runs. Meantime, Kent defeated Leeward Islands Hurricane by a whopping 9 wickets. Sent into bat, Leeward was bowled out for 183 in 49.1 overs. Terence Ward was their highest scoring batsman with 71 not out. With a likely target of 184, Kent only needed 3 batsmen for the job. Zach Crawley scored 99 not out, while Sean Dixon was undefeated on 44. Moving on to football, we can tell you that Castlebrew Secondary won the Secondary Schools Under-17 Football Championships with a convincing win on Tuesday. The boys from Castlebrews capitalized on home advantage to dominate their game against the visiting Portsmouth Secondary School 6-1. Randall Coupel and Aaron Prince each found the back of the nets twice, while Shermani Graham and Troy Luis scored 1 each. Quincy George was the lone goal scorer for the losing team. Meantime, young Dominican footballers will get a chance to improve on their game when the Flow Skills Ultimate Football Experience returns in March. Manchester United and Flow are coming together once more to identify talent in the 15 Flow-operated territories who will go through various tests of skills. Those athletes will get a chance to be seen by some of the world's top coaches in sport and Manchester United legends. Last year, Jemiah Timothy and Corbin Paul were selected from a pool of 34 players here who went on to the second phase in Trinidad May last year. The players went through skill-based competitions in the areas of short passing, control, and dribbling. This year, the team will evaluate the local talent on March 10 and culminate in Trinidad on March 26. The Flow Skills Ultimate Football Experience is one of the several Manchester United and Flow partnership initiatives. That's all the time for sports. I am Kenny Williams. Join us next time.
To end the news, the headlines again. A major expansion project at Canefield Airport while developers break ground for the Anichi Resort and Spa. Leading telecommunications service provider Flow Dominica making strides in restoring fixed landline service to the country. And Vice President of Cricket West Indies concerned the selection panel may be doing more harm than good. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.